Hey, Paul.
Hey, Jenna.
Welcome to the Instructional Media Studio again.
So this is part 2 of our series on getting to know Kora, isn't it?
Yes.
With Jenna and Paul.
It sure is. So what are we talking about today?
We're going to talk about templates.
Okay, templates. So that's the something to give your students so they have a place to start. They have some prompts, instructions, that kind of thing.
And we've been doing this for a number of years, so I have a lot of faculty who have crafted templates over the years. And so they're very familiar with that process of the template providing a starting point to help students really begin developing their portfolio.
Okay, cool. So how does that work with Kora? Is it a bunch of new, different things?
Remember we said last time, it's take a breath. You could use the same template.
Okay.
Same type of process, right? So I can go in and we're going to do that today. We're actually going and we'll do a little work with the templates, play around with that. There's some new features, but the template you've been using can still use. The process of deploying the template, same process.
Cool, cool. But we get to actually take a look at Kora today?
We'll get a chance to take a little look at, okay?
Awesome.
So
I'll drive, you
can
talk?
drive.
Okay,
right.
I'm gonna roll this over and here we are.
Many faculty, or faculty when we go into work with you and I with them, we will start with this idea of it'd be great, especially for new students, to start with the template because it kind of provides some structure and ideas on how to help them.
Yeah.
So I know you've built out a little bit of a sample template.
I've built out, I started a site.
You are so prepared.
Just a little bit.
So when you and I work with faculty, we ask them things about the pages, some of the structure, some of the background, some of the color. And then we also have things like instructions, and we can kind of help do some prompting and guiding for students.
Yep.
So Jenna, you've done a great job.
Oh, why thank you so much, Paul.
Good. It's so good. So now you and I are working with the faculty, or they themselves are doing this, and they say, I'm ready to go. It's all ready, just like they do today, and they've been doing for the last number of years. They will go up into these triple line. I think you called them the hamburger menu.
I do. I like to call that the hamburger menu. I've seen that around somewhere, and I think it's the right idea.
So, add as template.
That seems pretty straightforward.
Right. Now, here's a couple good suggestions and thoughts.
Okay.
Right? This is not really, I would say, wonderful job on the template, but this is not probably the best description of the template.
New sample site is not the best description?
No, it's not. It should probably be either the label for the course, maybe the year that goes with it, something that identifies what this thing is, right? More than just generic template.
Something like that?
Something like that.
Thing?
Perfect.
Okay.
And then I'm encouraging people more and more to include a description, something that maybe talks a little bit about this, like, hey, if you have questions on this, go talk to Jenna, or something like that, right?
Okay.
Anything we can add to help students kind of navigate the stuff, I think has some value.
I think so too.
All right. So there's a couple options down here. Most of the folks we work with around the university that you and I talk with, 99% of you just do private.
And even if it's private, when you share it with a course, everybody in the course has access to it, right?
Because we're going to add the course right below. So let's do private there. Then let's add that to Jenna's course.
Okay.
And you are searching for it.
I am searching for it. Whatever I called it.
You called it something.
What did I call it?
I don't
Jenna
know.
Sample.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it.
There it is.
That's it.
Now, we've set it up so both faculty and students in the course get access to that.
Okay.
If you are interested in some other options, and I know, folks, a number of you have already done this, but still good, quick review. Do the slider and move it from left to right.
Okay.
And there's some quick things we want to talk about. For many courses at the university, the faculty like the portfolios to be shared with either them or the faculty and the student. So by selecting this...
And this says prompt user to choose a course for share.
So if they do that and you're the instructor, you may say, I want them sharing among the students, or maybe I just want them sharing with you.
With just the instructor.
Right. And so when they do that, the student has the choice to do either, and you guide them on what they should be doing. All right?
Okay.
Let's leave this off to the side for now, because we're just doing the basics, right?
Yep.
So save.
And when we save, things are loading.
It's going to load, and there's going to be a couple things. One is, by the way, can you go back and edit the template?
Yeah.
Yes,
of course you can.
But what do you have to remember to do?
Reshare it with the course?
No.
No. What is it?
Publish.
Publish it. Always publish.
Always publish. So
Always
if you make
publish.
changes to the template, you have to go back and publish it because
There
that
you
makes
go.
that available. All right. So I know you've got a student hat,
I do.
right? Because
I wish I had a literal one,
you can live in
but
dual universes.
Here is the student. We are
Right.
now in student perspective.
Right, and let's go ahead and refresh that screen just because we've been doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Sure. Let's see.
And that. All right,
So this is what a student will see in Kora course, by the way. So they'll have this dashboard as their kind of landing page.
Yep.
And these are already assignments that were in the course.
Yep.
But what we're going to look at is down here.
And it's not there. So how are we going to find it? This is one of the ways you can begin building out stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So new students may see the template there. They can just click the plus sign, right?
That magic
But for
blue plus
us,
sign.
right? But for us, you named your template.
Jenna sample something or other.
There it is.
Oh, it's right there.
It's right there.
It showed up.
So what do you click?
Always that blue plus
All the
sign.
plus side, right?
All right, so this is my student just creating a new portfolio from that template.
You got it.
And they have it shared because they're in the course.
Right? Yep. And
And they
so I oftentimes will remind students, a good idea to maybe include the name of the course. I've worked with some students and faculty that just use their first name and last name for everything, and they have 20 portfolios all named the same thing.
I could see why that would be confusing.
All right.
And then
Go
you
ahead,
just
create. Yep.
Drum roll, please.
Basically the same set of steps they've been doing today with a slight tweak on how to grab that template.
Yeah.
So-
but really, we haven't done anything
We
different.
haven't done anything new.
Okay.
We really haven't done anything with Kora yet,
Yeah.
right? Because you could do this today.
Yeah.
Even though we're running Classic, we could do this today, right?
Yep.
So let's go back and play faculty for you again.
Okay. Back to the faculty.
Yep.
We're going to be
All right.
over here.
You
My
got it.
student hat is off.
Yep.
My faculty hat
You
is
got
on. And
So let's go into your Kora course
Okay.
as a faculty member.
so we can do that either down here by scrolling down to my courses and groups, or over here on the side, this little
You got it.
book icon, right? Okay.
So one of the things we can do is if we click, and this is now kind of,
Hang on. This
I
is
know.
this is Kora.
This is Kora.
it.
This is
So
Kora.
for some context, if you've used a classic course before, this is what the classic looked like. Now this is what Kora looks like. Isn't it so pretty?
It's so pretty.
Beautiful.
It's so pretty.
Very clean,
It's so
very
pretty.
nice. Okay.
All right, so let's click on assignments up by people. And let's go ahead and talk through creating assignment because this might be another way people want their students to begin building out a portfolio.
Yes, but we're not going to get into all the assignment details right now. There's lots of options.
Tune in later. We will have another assignment video. The JMP show will continue.
So we're not going into all those details. We're just kind of how does the template add.
Right.
So you can either create an assignment or import one from a previous
You got
Kora
it.
course, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So we're going to create one.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome activity number 1.
Right. And you may even say things like getting started and turning your home page in.
Yeah. You can add a description.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
even customize these images, which I found that I really like because they already automatically come with that same paintbrush image. And so,
You do not have to choose any of these. It defaults to portfolio, but sometimes we have portfolios that are used for a project-based or an internship. So these are just labels that may become useful at some point, okay? But just leave it on ePortfolio.
okay.
We will talk about real quick the submission, required or optional,
Okay.
which is kind of fun because you can basically say, look, gotta do this thing.
Yeah. Usually a good idea. A lot of the times.
I think it's a good idea. So we'll leave it as required.
Okay.
All right, and then
So
what
you
else?
can either choose that they don't need a new template prompt, they're using something that they're making, or we can have use a prompt or use a template.
Right, and we'll come back later and talk about prompts
Okay.
because it's a cool thing to do.
Okay.
All right.
For now, we're using a template,
Yep.
and I'm guessing that we're going to base it
We are
on
going
one
to
that we
use
already
that
made.
same template that you just built.
Okay. Based on existing template, it's right there already.
Voila. All right.
So easy.
So easy.
So you could also search for it there, though, if you're not seeing it.
Yep.
And I could preview it if I want to see and make sure that that's the right one that I want to use. Yep, that's it.
Yep, you got it.
And so I'm going to click Use this template.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it.
Yep.
And there it is.
There it is.
If I need to go in and edit it, I can do that
You
right
can do
from
that.
here.
What do you have to remember?
Publish.
Publish.
Publish, publish.
Yes, thank you. You know, we have some settings and whatnot, but you know,
Grades and things.
You know, let's go up real quick. We'll go through this a little bit more, right? But you know, when's it due? Because we say it's required.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We're
So
going to
we
make
have
it
to
due on
have some-
Halloween.
There we go. You know, do we allow students to resubmit or whatever else? So there's a number of toggles, many of which are kind of similar to Classic, but it's a lot easier to navigate, right?
Really clean.
We'll come back and talk about grades because there's some cool possibilities with grades.
Okay.
That we'll come back and do that. And then faculty, we could add in outcomes, we can do all the other fun stuff, but that's more to come.
Okay.
We're just talking about getting a very simple start with the portfolio.
Yep.
All right, great.
Create.
You got it.
And that's it. Now,
That's it.
it's in my assignments and activities for the course. And so then if I put on my student hat, I go over here as my student user, and I should now see that assignment right on the front page. Awesome Activity 1.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep. We can add work. There it is. We're going to create new.
Yeah, that blue button. Blue plus sign.
Blue plus sign.
Always,
Create new.
Always looking for that.
So it's working. It's going to do its thing.
And then it'll show up.
I don't know what we'll do for entertainment when this is happening, but you know, people will be.
I think we can survive for like 30 seconds while it creates.
Maybe even 20.
Ooh, okay.
There it is.
There it is. And now it's a template that I can go in and edit and add things to and say this is Mickey Mouse's template and do all of the regular creation that I already know how to do.
And if you go back to your home page, home, go ahead, leave.
Cool.
That's fine. We're fine.
It's
We're
fine.
We're
Don't
fine.
worry about it.
We have, if you scroll down under My Portfolios,
Oh, I see.
we have the one that we did earlier, 6 minutes ago, and then the one we just did.
And they're both my portfolios.
They're both in your portfolio.
I could submit either one of them, really.
Probably don't want to. We probably should decide. So when you work with your students, if you choose don't build an assignment, do it the way we showed earlier. It's right there.
Yeah.
If you like the assignment model,
both of those
both
work
of
just
those.
fine.
Okay.
I think that this is okay.
This is okay.
I think it's not a big change, actually.
I don't think it's a big change. I think the assignment piece could be useful for many folks who constantly remind their students, do the portfolio, do the portfolio, do the portfolio, and turn in your homepage or something. I think that'll be good. But we're going to talk about more about assignments later.
I really like that the students get to see it right away.
I do too.
I think that's a very cool thing.
I do too.
Yeah.
So I think we've covered everything we were hoping to cover today.
I think so. And next time we will talk about assignments.
Yep.
And if you need anything at all, if you want to play with this a little bit more yourself or you want to talk to us about it, reach out, email either one of us, Paul Wasko or UAA_instructional media.
Yep. And if they just want to stop in, and I see you have candy there too.
I do have candy.
You have some candy.
It will be improved as Halloween passes and I get some discount candy soon. I have some Lego flowers around that you can take a look at and also talk about ePortfolio.
You got it. And a reminder, we intend to fully deploy Kora come January. We're trying to do a little earlier so folks get a chance, but January, we're all going to be in this new pretty space.
I'm excited.
I am too.